Hey there and welcome to Trivia Ronin. I'm your host Douglas Larlam, and whether you're joining us live on Zoom or Twitch or after the fact on YouTube, welcome. We're happy to have you. Quick breakdown of the rules. We're honor code here. You keep your own score. Feel free to cheat. You get nothing. And 2, after each question, you'll get 45 seconds to answer. Absolutely do not answer before the time is up. There's always 1, and you're giving everyone else the answer. That's Trivia 101. Tonight there are 30 questions, 1 point each, and a story question at the end worth 10 points for a total of 40 points. Maybe some bonus questions sprinkled in. I don't know yet. We have that freedom. Let's play Trivia Ronin. Question 1. Which singer's real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata? 45 seconds on the clock. Which singer's real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata? Which singer's real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata? I think you know the answer. 28 seconds on the clock. If you're already singing something from this person, give yourself exactly 0 points. But, good job. Who is it? 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. I think we're getting into it nice and smooth. Just a nice, easy transition into questions. Question 2, the song Luck Be a Lady is featured in which musical? 45 seconds. The song Luck Be a Lady is featured in which musical? I don't know. This might be an easier question for some of you. The song Luck Be a Lady is featured in which musical? 25 seconds on the clock. I'm not much of a musical guy. Someone had to tell me the answer to this one. I like a musical. I like a musical. I don't want to say it. I don't want to aggravate on it. But I didn't know the answer to this. I just knew it as a song. 3, 2, 1. Answer: Guys and Dolls. I saw a high school production of Guys and Dolls once. That's the only experience I have. It's probably better than that one. Question 3. Kodiak Island is in which U.S. state? 45 seconds. Kodiak Island is in which U.S. state? I mean, there are so few states that have islands. I'm just saying, it's probably not Iowa. There's a clue. That's my clue for you. It's probably not Iowa. There are, I'm sure, islands of some kind. I just don't think Iowa is going to be the answer. And I know the answer. You got a 1 in 49 chance, unless you're counting Puerto Rico. You have a better chance of it being Puerto Rico than Iowa. I think that's official. I think we can officially say that. 3, 2, 1. The answer, Alaska. If you didn't know the answer, or if someone asks you that, you can say, I don't know, Alaska. It's the whole Juno joke, but worse. Question 4, what type of animal was inside Sputnik 2 when launched into orbit in 1957? What type of animal was inside Sputnik 2 when launched into orbit in 1957? What a brave animal, who I'm sure had a choice. I will tell you this, if you are a movie industry snob and you love animation, you may have an inside track into this. That's the only reason I know it, because I know how they got their answer. Or they got their name, rather. Maybe that just made it way worse for you, figuring out the answer. I will tell you the type of animal and the name of said animal. 3, 2, 1. It was a dog. The dog's name was Laika. Leica Studios makes all the stop motion animation in today's modern world. Everything you've seen that's stop motion. Anyway, question 5. The beaver is the national emblem of which country? We're going dogs. We're going beavers. 45 seconds. The beaver is the national emblem of which country? The beaver. Let's get me off this screen so you can really concentrate. The beaver is the national emblem of which country? "13 seconds on the clock. The beaver is the national emblem of which country? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That. It's Canada. Question 6. The Statue of Liberty was given to the U.S. by which country? Question 6. The Statue of Liberty was given to the U.S. by which country? Can I give you a hint? Is there a country I can give you a hint? It's not the Philippines. There. You have about 180, I think, or 280. I don't know the number of how many countries anymore. You have one fewer now. If you're at the Philippines, that's on you, frankly. Respect your answer more than that. The answer is France. France. Question 7. And also Las Vegas has its, but it wasn't given to us. It was just gaudily built. Question 7. How many feet are there in a fathom? Ooh, what a good question. That's like classic trivia. 45 seconds. How many feet are there in a fathom? Not a league. Leagues are different. How many feet are there in a fathom? I could tell you exactly how many fathoms I am, but you would not fathom. You couldn't fathom that number. Oh boy. Oh boy, I regret that. I regret it. I'm not ashamed to say I regret that. 3, 2, 1. Your answer is 6 feet. Fathom is 6 feet. Why? No one has a clue, and if they did, you couldn't Question 8. In which city is Jim Morrison buried? In which city is Jim Morrison buried? 45 seconds. In which city is the... If you don't know who Jim Morrison is, I doubt you're going to get the answer, but at least you can guess based entirely on the fact that you have that ability. In which city is Jim Morrison buried? Jim Morrison was the lead singer of The Doors. Maybe that will help you. Huh? Maybe it'll help you if I tell you he was the lead singer of The Doors. Maybe that's what you needed this whole time. In which city is Jim Morrison buried? It's not in America. 3, 2, 1. People are strange not being buried in America. The answer is Paris. The answer is Paris. Question 9. According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth? I love this question. I love when it's when I write a question that's like classic trivia, you know? 45 seconds on the clock. This feels like the kind of question you go to any bar trivia, they're going to have that one for you. According to Greek mythology, whom? That's a lie. It's not whom. Who was the first woman on Earth? according to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth? Earth. This is question 10, guys. Question 10, round 1, coming to a close. Well, this is question 9. Question 10 coming is what I meant to say. I'm not very good at this. 0. Pandora's box. Veronica's closet. Victoria's Secret. Question 10. When there are 2 full moons in the same month, what is the second moon called? 45 seconds. When there are 2 full moons in the same month, what is that second moon called? Dearest moon, what are you called? I took poetry in college. When there are 2 full moons in the same month, what is the second moon called? $18 seconds till the end of round 1. Start tallying your score if you've already written. Three, 2, 1. The answer is, of course, the blue moon. The first one's called a hunter's moon, he said, making that up. All right, round 1's over. How are we doing? Let's take a look at our scores. If you got more than, I'd say, 6, you're doing pretty well after that round based on what I know people to know. If you got all 10, you're killing it, and you can't wait for round 2, and I'm not going to make you wait for round 2. Round 2. Question 1. Despite doctors' advice, this CEO relied on his vegan diet, acupuncture, and herbal remedies to cure his pancreatic cancer. Spoiler, it didn't work. Question 1. Despite doctors' advice, this CEO relied on his vegan diet, acupuncture, and herbal remedies to cure, because no one thought to eat stuff, cure his pancreatic cancer. Again, I hate to break it to you, it did not work. This CEO no longer with us. Despite his doctor's advice, this CEO relied on his vegan diet, acupuncture, and herbal remedies. So, to clarify, food, poking, and leaves to cure cancer. 3, 2, 1. Did anybody not? Anybody out there? Did anybody not write Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs is, of course, the answer to that one. Again, I like a little layup to start things. Question 2, because of his work in Bosom Buddies, what director took note and offered Tom Hanks the lead role in his upcoming movie, Splash? 45 seconds. Who got to be in a movie where we saw Daryl Hannah's butt? That's Tom Hanks. Who cast Tom Hanks? Who was the director of Splash? Again, the question, because of his work in Bosom Buddies, what director took note and offered Tom Hanks the lead role in his upcoming movie Splash? I think we can all agree the movie world would never be the same thanks to this person. 6 seconds. Now it's less than 6 seconds. Hope you got an answer. The answer was Ron Howard, and in fact, it still is after all this time. Question 3, named after the scientist who discovered it, what is the technique of treating milk and wine to stop bacterial contamination? I gotta be honest, this question is different than the last one. Named after the scientist who discovered it, what is the technique of treating milk and wine to stop bacterial contamination? I'm not looking for the scientist. I'm looking for the process, the technique. And if you hear motorcycles, it's because I live in an awesome neighborhood. Question 3, named after the scientist who discovered it. What is the technique of treating milk and wine to stop bacterial contamination? We got 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Talk to me, talk to me. Pasteurization named after Louis Pasteur, even though I forgot to put a second parentheses. There's supposed to be one. We'll call that a typo, despite it being completely unnecessary to even draw attention to it. That's just me. According to legend, Carl Sagan, sent, no, it isn't a legend. We're going to start over. I'm not cutting this out. According to a legend, Carl Sagan sent a message into space with questions, and aliens answered his questions in 2002 in Puerto Rico using what timeless alien writing medium? How did apparently, according to a legend, aliens contact Carl Sagan? I'm going to read that question again. According to a legend, Carl Sagan sent a message. Did I write that massage? I don't know how to spell. A message into space with questions, and aliens answered his questions in 2002 in Puerto Rico using what timeless alien writing medium? Eight seconds. Oh man. I don't even know if you know what I was asking. 3, 2, 1. Crop circles. Crop circles is the answer. More like crap circles. Take that one with you. Port Said is in which North African country? This is question 5. Port Said is in what North African country? You know what? You can't take it with you. So, now you don't know what to think. Question 5. Port Said is in which North African country? Don't be a jerk. Get it right. That's what we say here at Trivia Ronin. Don't get it wrong. That's our advice for trivia. If you're ever in a trivia competition, our advice here at Trivia Ronin, write it down. Don't get it wrong. Five seconds. Now it's less. 3, 2, 1. Egypt was that North African port country. Question 6. What's the tallest waterfall in the world? On would probably be a better. I can't speak to in the world. What is the tallest waterfall on our planet? This world. What is the tallest waterfall in the world? What is the tallest? Sometimes questions are so short, you say them 40 times. What's the tallest waterfall in the world? You probably already answered it. And now I'm belaboring? Is that the right word? I don't think any of us need me to say the right word right now. 10 seconds. If you didn't get it, pick a different one. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to figure out how I can be looking. Yep, I'm pointing at. Look, I'm pointing at it. I live in a different dimension. It's Angel Falls. Angel Falls. Question 7. According to Dr. Ian Malcolm, what does life do? I love this question. You got to know who Dr. Ian Malcolm is, and you got to know what Dr. Ian Malcolm says. According to Dr. Ian Malcolm, what does life do? I'm so good at hints. Better at hints than trivia. According to Dr. Ian Malcolm, what does life do? That's not a hint. It's just been in my head for 20 years. 3, 2, 1. According to Dr. Ian Malcolm, life finds a way. It finds a way. Question 8, coming up on the end of round 2. Question 8. We all hate Donald Trump and Mike Pence, but in the 2016 election, they did beat Hillary Clinton and what's his name? 45 seconds on the clock. Oh, what's his name? Who is the running mate of Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election? Admittedly, here at Trivia Ronin, not fans of Donald Trump and Mike Pence, but credit where credit's due, Ukraine beat Hillary Clinton and what's his name? Do you see what I did there? Five seconds. I'll give you a hint. Answer, Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine from Virginia. Thank God we had Virginia. I'm speaking for all liberals. Question 9. What is draw, O Caesar, erase a coward? A famous example of. 45 seconds on the clock. What is draw, O Caesar, erase a coward? A famous example of. Question 9. What is draw, O Caesar, erase a coward? A famous example of. This question takes on whole new life when it's written out. What is draw, O Caesar, erase a coward? A famous example of. Three, two, 1. You know it's a palindrome because you were all reading it backward because you all learned how to read in America. Question 10. On what body part is the intended use of a spoolie brush recommended? On what body part is the intended use of a spoolie brush recommended? This is the last question of round 2. It means nothing. It means it's almost round 3, I guess by definition. Question 10, on what body part is the intended use of a spoolie brush recommended? Oh, I'm not paying attention. 3, 2, 1. The eyebrows. The eyebrows have it. By far the best thing I've ever said on trivia. All right, guys, in round 2, how are we doing? By my count, I'm looking at a 12 or a 13. It's probably pretty good. You're probably beating your friend with a 10, but if you're playing at one of my trivias, you're going to want a 15 right now. So be sure to join us live and see if your 15 holds up, if that's what your score is currently. Okay, guys, we got round 3, and then we've got our story question. Let's get right into round 3. This is called Wayla, or what are you looking at? Basically, the idea with Wayla is I'm just going to show you an image. There may be a question separate of the image itself, or it may be identical to the image. The question might just be, what are you looking at? So just, you'll be able to play it by ear. Let's go with question 1. Who was this past presidential hopeful? Who is this first and last name past presidential hopeful? Sorry, there we go. Who is this past? Oh, time, guys. You got some extra time. We'll stop it at like 20 seconds. Past presidential hopeful. Who is this past presidential hopeful? Holding a, I believe, a early 90s Nerf football in that image. 14 seconds. I know you got this. I know you got this. I know you got this. I hope you want to hear a story about late 1800s fashion coming up. That's Dr. Ben Carson. That's what the story's going to be. Not about Ben Carson. About 1800s fashion. Question 2, what movie? What movie is this steamy scene, huh? 45 seconds on the clock. What movie is this steamy scene in which is this steamy scene in a movie which? Oof, those lips are kissable. Right, Sharon Stone? 26 seconds. All right, we're back on track. I'm focused. I'm a professional. Talk to me about being a professional. Just listen to your EDM. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you wrote Fatal Attraction, you're wrong. It's Basic Instinct. Question 2. What was this person, this just fella? Looks like he's smiling. I don't know who he is. But he was a senator of a state. A state senator. What state? Barack Obama was senator of what state? And if you're a fan of Trivia Ronin, you know my other host is from this state and won't shut the fuck up about it. So I got the question, because it would just be 10 questions about that. 15 seconds. Let this be a lesson to all of you. Never work with a Cubs fan. 3, 2, 1. He is from Illinois. Next question. What dog breed is this? What dog breed are you looking at? First and last name of that dog breed. What dog breed? Oh, shoot. What is that? Darn it. It's on the tip of my... Look at those eyes. The eyes of a sheepdog, like a doll's eyes. Anybody remember? Jaws. Jaws. This is Indianapolis by Quint. Speech. He was very drunk. 10 seconds. I feel like maybe I derailed there, getting on to Jaws from this dog breed. 3, 2, 1. The dog breed is the Border Collie. If you wrote it down, give yourself a point. Who is this person? What is her? And I will specify. It's a woman, because that's easy enough to specify, I suppose. Who is this woman? What a beautiful picture. I don't want to say what this woman does because it might give you a hint. So I want you to guess and get it right. I want you to also get it right. Trivia Ronin TM. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 13 seconds. 3, 2, 1. You're looking at Billie Holiday. I hope you knew that. Question. Oh, I don't even know any. I don't have a list. It's the next one. What country are we in right now? Not the country I'm in, not the country you're in. If you're in this picture, what country are you in? 45 seconds. And don't ask me if that is Incan, Mayan, or Aztec, because I cannot remember, but I do know it's not Aztec. And I do think it's Incan, but I can't say for sure. "23 seconds. Time's flying. We're having so much fun. 14. What is that pyramid? What country? The pyramid, I'll tell you, is called Chichen Itza. That's in Mexico. I didn't need the city, because if I knew the city, I would have asked for it, but I don't know it. Here's my favorite question of the night. This actor, what's his name when he's on the show that gave him his start? When he's his FBI agent alter ego? What is the name of the FBI agent alter ego of Chris Pratt on Parks and Recreation? 30 seconds. Oh, what a good question. What a good question. What is Chris Pratt's alter ego FBI agent on Parks and Recreation? Andy Dwyer's FBI agent alter ego. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you write Burt Macklin? No, you didn't. Question 2. Or not. Wait, I don't even know. Question the next one. Who directed this scene? The scene of this movie. Who is the director of this scene? Who is the director of this scene? Who directed Clockwork Orange? Malcolm McDowell is not the answer. That's the actor. Who directed it? "18 seconds. Who directed that? 45 seconds a question. That's so much time. Take that, HQ. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stanley Kubrick. And the next question, which might be the last question, and it might not, because I lost track. Where are these giant stone heads? That's why famously they call it stone heads. 45 seconds. Old Stoneheads. You saw a night at the museum. You are uniquely qualified. My whole life, whenever I have to remember Stanley Kubrick, I say Jackson Pollock. They're different. Where are these heads? I mean, where's my head? Where are any of our heads, you know? But these specific ones, three, 2, 1. That is Easter Island. And who is this? 45 seconds. Who are we looking at? I'm going to start sprinkling in details. Who are we looking at? Who's that Georgia Peach? Pink tie. Just feeling himself. Feeling good. Feeling good about his decisions. Either last year or the year before. I want to say last year. Christian Bale played him in a movie. A political movie. Adam McKay movie. The movie was Vice. Who is that just pillar of service to our country? He said, not at all sarcastically. That's Dick Cheney, the dick. And we're back to Ben Carson, so I'm going full body mode. How did you do? We're 30 questions in, team. How are you doing? I hope well. I hope well. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. Again, it is about 1800s and beyond fashion. It's worth 10 points, so make sure you take this seriously and listen. So, in the 1700s, in fact the 1600s, but the 1700s mostly, and then going into the 1800s, famously, the British wore a certain colored coat. it was red. They were called red coats. And that wasn't a problem, because at that time, they were shooting people in large fields, standing shoulder to shoulder. It was the easiest way to hide blood and to show who they were, was to show these bright red coats on the battlefield. Then, in the American Revolution, we introduce guerrilla warfare to them, and they say, oh no, now we can be seen, and we can't see our enemy. For the first time, they couldn't see their enemy, and they didn't realize how dangerous that was. Go to the 1800s, mid-1800s now, we're in the Boers War in India. And they show up with their heavy wool red coats. And they've got, for the first time, they're dealing with aerial surveillance, hot air balloons. The other guys can see them from above. How do you think that is? They're wearing red coats still. But they're getting picked off. Who's not getting picked off? The people showing them around town. They're guides from India. Why? Because they're wearing white clothes, and they take their white clothing, basically pajamas, they rub them in the dirt to make them look like the dirt, and they invent for the British in that very moment khakis. Now, I was going to make you guess khakis. That's not going to, if you were thinking, oh, they're talking about khakis, that's not the question. So later, they realize this is a brilliant move. Everybody starts wearing that light brown color, that tan color. They make it basically out of a very thin cotton where it's very breathable, and it becomes a staple. And the Americans catch wind of this, and they, during the Spanish-American War, start ordering their own. Except they're ordering from China, because that's the only person who can send them. That's the only country who can send them that many textiles in such a short period of time. They're coming off the boats from China to basically give khakis to all of the American troops in the Spanish-American War. But they didn't call them khakis. They called them a different word in honor of where they came from. 45 seconds on the clock. What is the American word for khaki pants? If you don't know the answer, maybe it'll shock you. 33 seconds on the clock, 10 points. $23 seconds. Coming to a close. Zero seconds. Did you write chinos? That's right, during the Spanish-American War, the Americans got khaki pants, but because of the Spanish influence of the war, they named them the Spanish word for Chinese clothing, chinos. And now that has become an actual Americanized term for our own khaki pants. Well, I hope you did well. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. That is going to do it for tonight, guys, on Trivia Ronin. Thank you so much for your support as we try to grow this experience. It's totally in the script to say that, by the way, but it doesn't make it any less true. For all of us here at Trivia Ronin, I'm Douglas Larlam saying don't be shitty, and I hope you learned something.